Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Kevin Malone, the Pathfinder board president and father of Maddie Malone, who's an 8th grader at Pathfinder. I really appreciate your taking the time to join us this evening. The State of the School meeting's a great opportunity for us to gather and celebrate our partnership work on behalf of the kids and update you with important work that's happening, sometimes behind the scenes, at the school. This year, the necessity of running a virtual event caused us to change up the program a little bit. And I hope that you'll find it interesting, informative, and a springboard to thinking about the school's future. Pathfinder is nearly a half-century old now, and its longevity is due to the passion and commitment of literally thousands of people who over the years have understood the value of the school's mission. To ensure each student builds a foundation of intellectual facility and self-assurance through immersion in vigorous learning environments that require creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, initiative, and responsibility. You'll see our mission statement again later in the show because we try to keep this fundamental guidance in the forefront while we think about the school. We know that Pathfinder works. The school produces great educational outcomes for our kids. One of our founders, Art Baxter, said that Pathfinder was set up to focus on the needs of each individual student. And that common sense formula, it worked then, it works now, and it will work in the future. The board is committed to supporting this mission and the school's culture while it looks forward to the next half century. We're engaged in strategic planning that's framed by the 3 pillars that support the school: program excellence, financial stability, and campus infrastructure. Tonight, we're going to share some of the history with you, discuss each of the pillars, and think about our future together. I hope you enjoy the meeting, and in particular, I hope that you stay engaged with the school in the same fashion that so many others have before you. Now, Jill Majensky, our head of school, is going to speak about the important partnerships we share, how the presentation will flow, and how you can interact.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. The act of you joining shows you're invested in the strength of our school and the opportunities it provides to students and families. An independent school cannot be strong with just a great board or talented faculty and staff. A healthy school requires healthy parents and grandparent relationships, business partners, and a greater Traverse City community that believes that strong, diverse educational options are important to build and grow a strong, diverse community. Over the course of the 48 years this school has existed, Pathfinder has learned the hard way that each and every one of these school partnerships is vital in order to thrive. And we are thriving. You being present, prioritizing this time above all the other commitments that you have makes us stronger. Thank you. As Kevin shared earlier, the opportunity to present virtually tonight opened the door to a wildly different presentation, something new to us, with more special guests and an ability to reach a broader audience from all over the state and country. Many of you are joining us tonight and traditionally wouldn't be able to join us in the gymnasium. Tonight, we're going to tell a story from multiple perspectives. We have a rich past. We are living in an exciting, ever-changing present, especially with COVID, and we have big dreams for our future. If you are anything like me and struggle to sit for an entire hour, it is often helpful to see a roadmap of where we are going tonight. So here it is. Well, you are finishing the introduction as we speak, so check that one off as you look. Next, we're going to share glimpses of campus life today, including messages from our faculty, staff, trustees, and highlights of our values and current financial circumstances. We couldn't get to where we are now without our rich history. We are so excited to connect you with the founders of our school, Nancy and Art Baxter, and teach you a little bit more about our history. We have a rich past, lively present, and trustees John Stillwell and Andy Weir are going to share some of our visions we have planned for the future. Finally, we'll wrap up with questions and close with a video compiled by our 5th graders. What better way to end than with our kids? We are going to attempt to do this all in just 1 hour's time. Before we move on, I want to invite you to take a look at the chat function below. If at any time you're curious about one of the topics or detail mentioned along the way, please enter your question in the chat. We will answer your questions. Some will be answered along the way in the chat function. We might pause at some point during the presentation, or we will contact you after the meeting. And in particular, we're going to spend a little bit of time also at the end after everyone's kind of getting off. If you have questions, we will be there to answer your questions. Your questions and comments are both helpful to us and encouraged. So without further ado, let's move on to my favorite topic, life on campus today. As the head of school and person who's responsible for introducing life on campus today, I had to think about what metrics I would use to describe the health on campus. Even using the phrase today makes me a little anxious because we have learned over the course of the year, if nothing else, that today is not a given. In the past 12 months at school has gone from looking like normal life to a short-term virtual situation to long-term virtual to revamping our entire program over the summer to meet COVID restrictions. And finally, to opening back up to families and students in August, crossing every finger and every toe that we could keep individuals safe while teaching in person with children, which we knew was best. So when I talk about today, I have so many things spinning around in my head. But what do I know that is most true and most significant of all the themes? Parents continue to actively choose Pathfinder to educate their children. As a parent of 3 myself, I know that the choices we make for our children are most important and some of the most significant decisions we make in our life. It is not a decision that Pathfinder parents take lightly. When I walked on campus here 3 years ago, we started our September with 97 students. Financially, I never want to go back to that place. However, it was a year of possibilities, a year to grow relationships, grow true partnerships with parents, trustees, faculty, staff, and the greater community. We did those things that year. And our school grew to 122 students the following year. We kept going, even through the nightmare that was everything pandemic related this year. We grew again, and in September this year, we started with 127 students. And the green bar shows you we continue to grow beyond that. And we are not done. Many of our classrooms are nearly full, and we are projecting around 155 students next year. Numbers that have not been seen on this campus for around 20 years. If I thought the possibilities were grand at 97, imagine what we can do with 155 students. It's exciting, right? I could shoot data your way all night long, but you're not here to be drowned by data. You are here because you're invested in learning more about our past, our present, and our future. You are here because you are a partner of the Pathfinder School. So as we continue to share details about campus today, it is my honor to hand it over to the incredible professionals that bring joy and excitement to our learning, our faculty and staff.
Oh, hi there. I'm Duncan Moran. I've taught here for 30 years and I've really enjoyed it. And I teach social studies and language arts to the middle school.
Hi, I'm Belinda Bellinger. I am the PE teacher and athletic coordinator at Pathfinder. It is my 7th year.
Hi, my name is Tom Kane. I'm a Pathfinder parent and the campus maintenance director. I've been a part of the Pathfinder community for the past year and a half.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Asherle, and I'm the Director of Development and Communications, and this is my 3rd year at Pathfinder.
Hi, I'm Carly Curtis. I'm the Director of Marketing and Outreach. This is my 1st year at the Pathfinder School.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I teach French and I've been at Pathfinder for 5 years.
Oh, hi there. I'm Kate Cleary and I teach 2nd grade.
Hi, I'm Shane Bowen Harrison and I teach middle school science and I've been here for 24 years.
Hello, my name is Nathan Holtree. I teach virtual language arts and social studies, middle school MIADs, and I am the extended day assistant. This is my 2nd year at Pathfinder.
I'm Amy Piles. I teach kindergarten at the Pathfinder School and I'm also a current parent.
Hi, I'm Ellen Northway and I'm the business manager.
Hi, I'm Kayla Harlow. I'm one of the pre-K teachers here at Pathfinder, and I've been here for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Gail Malone, and this is my 4th year at Pathfinder.
Hi, my name is Jill Wajinski, and I'm the head of school at Pathfinder. This is my 3rd school year on campus.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Serby. I'm the middle school math teacher and also a proud Pathfinder parent.
Hi, I'm Crystal Mason. I'm a current Pathfinder parent. I work in the office and I handle admissions.
Hi, I'm Gwen. I'm the 4th grade teacher here at the Pathfinder School.
Hi, my name is Nikki and I'm the 3rd grade teacher here at the Pathfinder School.
Hi, I'm Stephanie McLean and I teach pre-kindergarten. This is my 14th year at Pathfinder, teaching in the early childhood program. I'm also a parent of a current student and 2 alumni.
Hi, I'm Hannah Olson. I'm the extended day coordinator here at Pathfinder and a Pathfinder alumni.
Hello, I'm the Pathfinder librarian. My name is Audrey Patinos and I've been here for 24 years.
Hi, I'm Peter Gallopin. I teach 1st grade. This is my 4th year at Pathfinder.
Hi, my name is Ivy Ratliff. I teach kindergarten through 8th grade art, and I've been part of the Pathfinder community for 14 years. And I also have 2 wonderful children in 1st and 4th grade that attend the school as well.
Hi, I'm Mr. Clark. This is my 1st year here at Pathfinder as the 5th grade teacher.
This is Jennifer Ludwig. I'm the music teacher here at the Pathfinder School. I've been part of this community for 3 years.
Tell me that video didn't bring a smile to your face. These are spectacular people working with kids every day. Why are our students so happy to be on campus every day? Those individuals you saw are the reason. At Pathfinder, all of us as stakeholders, we all share 13 core values. On paper, they're just words. But when those values are put into action within the classroom, that's where the Pathfinder magic kicks in. Please enjoy a compilation video created by our 3rd grade teacher, Nikki Schweitzer, that highlights these values and shows how they are put into action in the classroom.
Is it gonna sink or float?
Float.
All right.
Yeah! Oh, it was right!
Oh, it floated and it's just barely on the top.
B is for basketball.
C is for cello. Here at Pathfinder, co-curricular learning is essential.
The Pathfinder curriculum allows me, as a teacher, great flexibility because I can design daily lessons which help my students, deal with creativity and critical thinking. And because the Pathfinder curriculum is an independent school curriculum, we can integrate the arts in any way into any subject. So for instance, I'm doing stuff on Brer Rabbit and Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, and African American history, and the kids are going to make a map, and it has to be a colorful, well-decorated map. So we bring in design skills as well. The kinds of questions that I am able to have the kids ask and try to answer are wide-ranging and always perceptive and curious, because these are teenagers and they're great fun to work with because they're asking things which are often somewhat out of the box.
I don't know about you, but that video and other glimpses into classroom are a perfect reminder of the why we love this school and this education. While many know the faces of the faculty and the staff, I would like to shift to some faces you might not know very well. The Board of Trustees at Pathfinder works relentlessly behind the scenes to ensure the financial stability of the school, evaluates the performance of the head of school, me, and leads to the strategic planning process that promotes the school's mission, vision, strategic goals, and policy positions. I'm going to hand it over to them now.
Hello, Pathfinder people. My name's Kevin Malone. I'm the proud parent of Maddie Malone, who's an 8th grader now at Pathfinder. She began as a pre-K student, and I've become a passionate supporter of the school. I serve as board president, and will do so until July of this year, when I'll pass the reins over to Andy Weir, who's an equally passionate and very capable guy. Thank you, Andy.
Hi, Pathfinder. My name is Andy Weir. I'm the current vice president of the Board of Trustees. I have 3 kids at Pathfinder right now. Moses, who's in 6th grade, Vedas, who's in 3rd grade, and Arlo, who is in kindergarten. I got involved with the board because I wanted to take an active role in my kids' education, and I knew when we started at Pathfinder that this is an organization I wanted to be involved with, and I'm really glad I did.
Hi, I'm John Stillwell. I'm a trustee. My daughter Josie started in 2009 in pre-K and is graduating this spring. Son Alex is in 6th grade, and son Tucker is in 3rd grade.
Hi, I'm Christopher Walter. I joined the Pathfinder board approximately 2 years ago. I very much enjoyed the opportunity to give back as an alumnus of the school. It's very important to me, and I'm happy to be treasurer of the board as well and help with the financial operations.
Hello, Pathfinder families. My name is Ann Bollinger. I'm on the Pathfinder Board of Trustees. I am a local community member who's passionate about the school's mission.
Hi, my name is Phil Cochran. I've been on the Pathfinder board for 29 years. My youngest son graduated in 2011, I think. I went all through Pathfinder from preschool all the way to 8th grade, and I absolutely love this school.
Hi Pathfinder community, my name is Dina Kennedy and I'm a trustee. I'm a proud parent of Lana, who's in 3rd, Malik, who's in kindergarten, and Tala, who just started in January and she's in preschool.
Hi, I'm Bill Kennis and I'm passionate about Pathfinder. My son Gabriel attended his middle school years here, and it stoked his desire for critical thinking and creativity, and we watched him blossom. We love this school.
Hello, my name is Curtis Kutnauer. I am the first president of Pathfinder since its separation from Interlochen in 2007 and have been on the board since. And I'm also the very proud father of Nicole Kutnauer, who attended Pathfinder from kindergarten to 8th grade and is now a recent graduate of the University of Michigan.
Hi everyone, my name is Deb Lake and I am a new Pathfinder trustee. My son Lars started at Pathfinder in 3rd grade and next year he'll be an 8th grader.
My name is Megan Luce. I am a Pathfinder Board of Trustee. My family and I have been with the school since 2007, and we put both of our children through 8th grade. They've both since graduated. And I serve on the board because Pathfinder has given my family and my children such an incredible gift, and I want to be able to give back.
Hello, my name is Tish Scott. I'm one of the board trustees for Pathfinder. My son Caleb is in Miss Kate's 2nd grade class.
Hi, my name is Erin Word. My daughter Kate is in 2nd grade here at Pathfinder in her 5th year here. I am a member of the Board of Trustees and the current Pathfinder Parent Association president.
Thank you, trustees. Our faculty and staff are obvious partners in the success of our school. The trustees play a huge part. But parents, many of you make all the difference in the culture and the success of our school. Parents bring the fun, the energy, the passion to school, and you support other parents in doing the most difficult job that any of us will ever do, parenting. Parents are the fuel that have kept this school burning for 48 years. Erin Word is here tonight to share some information about the PPA and other parent projects at this time.
Hey, good evening. As Jill mentioned, I'm Erin Word. I am the current president of the Pathfinder Parent Association, all the P's. I'm also co-chair of the Board of Trustees Buildings and Grounds Committee. And as I mentioned earlier, our daughter Kate is in her 5th year at Pathfinder in 2nd grade. The mission of the Pathfinder Parent Association, our PPA, is really to support the school's mission by providing programs and activities that benefit students and faculty and parents. It's really about providing communication to parents as well as parent education. And a huge part of what we do is volunteerism and fostering a spirit of inclusion and partnership and building a strong school community. The PPA meets on the 2nd Tuesday of every month at 8:45, currently via Zoom. We cover lots of different topics ranging from childhood development to highlighting our awesome staff and our curriculum. And last year we hosted a very successful parent book club, which hopefully we can bring back next year. Our PPA leadership consists of myself, the president, Dina Kennedy, the vice president, Megan Quigley, our treasurer, and we're currently looking for a secretary if anybody's interested. It also includes 2 room parents for each room, along with other positions that are specific to fundraising initiatives. The PPA also hosts several campus-wide events and fundraisers throughout the year that help foster the community spirit involvement, as well as pay for initiatives that we think benefit our students, faculty, and campus. Each class is assigned to a different event to host each year. 8th grade hosts the opening day picnic on the first day of school. Winter Festival is hosted by pre-K, 3rd and 6th grade. Bear Day at Horizon Books in March is hosted by kindergarten and 2nd grade. And this is almost a 40-year partnership that we have with Horizon that started in 1983. So we're very proud of that partnership. Grandparents and Special Friends Day in May is hosted by 4th and 5th grade. And 7th grade hosts the most important thing, our 8th grade graduation, where we say goodbye to our students. And finally, 1st grade is in charge of our annual Cherry Festival float. And they send a prince and princess to represent Pathfinder as part of the National Cherry Festival Junior Royalty Program. Other events that the PPA holds that are done by the whole community are our Spring Spruce Up and our Staff Appreciation Day and other staff appreciation initiatives. We also have several fundraisers each year. The biggest one is our Pizza Friday, which this year was just once a month, but next year, hopefully we'll be back to every Friday. This started the very first year of Pathfinder back in 1972. So this Pizza Friday is almost 50 years old. It started back there as a way to fund the many field trips that Pathfinder uses as part of its education and curriculum. Along with pizza lunch, we also raise funds through our spiritware sales, the spring flower sale, and our newest tradition, Fall Fun Fest, which was in its 2nd year this year. Starting back in 1974, the school started an annual overnight team building, which we called Fall Experience. Currently, that's held at the Leelanau Outdoor Center, and that's probably the biggest expense that the PPA incurs each year. We pay for that. Other PPA funded projects based off of feedback from all of you are funding field trips, technology upgrades, entryway mats to keep our spaces cleaner, other teacher appreciation lunches and gifts, new LED lights in the gymnasium, and these are just to name a few. So this leads me to my other job on campus, buildings and grounds. And we've done some amazing projects over the last 3 years. And it takes a lot to maintain buildings that are almost 100 years old. And all of these improvements have been a collaboration between parents, staff, the board, and community businesses. Many of these projects were funded generously by current families, and they include things like our newly renovated library and our library lighting, a facelift of the Martha Stewart room for our staff, a new deck on the administration building, a main staircase refresh, a freshly painted school logo on our gym floor, new roof over the gym classrooms, and just in time for COVID, an outdoor music garden. New flooring throughout Laura Elementary and the library building, and our first and hopefully annual campus ice rink. And volunteerism, whether it's volunteering for pizza lunch, a recess aide, facilitating a classroom reading group, being a room parent, shoveling the ice rink, or even teaching a middle school MyAd, is what makes Pathfinder community so strong. Parent involvement is not only encouraged, it's essential. Your support and partnership with the faculty and staff are what make our school a home away from home for our kids. It's this safe learning environment that promotes creativity and the love of learning, and it's what makes Pathfinder stand apart from other schools in our region. It was a parent's vision, and it was their extreme dedication of time, talents, and funds that built this school in 1972. And it's that dedication that makes our school so special almost 50 years later. It is also that generosity, vision, and spirit that will make this school thrive for the next 50 years. With all that being said, I'd like to introduce our Board of Trustees treasurer and a Pathfinder alumni, Christopher Walter, who's going to talk about the financial health of our school.
Thanks, Erin. Good evening, Pathfinder community. My name is Christopher Walter, and I've served as a trustee on the board since late 2018. I'm currently acting as the treasurer. In addition, I attended Pathfinder from 1989 to 1997. As an alum, I can confidently say that Pathfinder helped instill in me an intellectual curiosity and ability to forge connections between disparate knowledge and inputs to approach problems with a broad and unique perspective. When I hear updates from classmates, more importantly, I am constantly inspired by the success and positive impact so many have had across various disciplines, truly all around the world. It's true that the Pathfinder education nurtures and builds the backbone on which its students can confidently pursue their passions and make an impact. In keeping with the theme of the present, I'd like to quickly connect with you this evening on the state of the school's finances. While we will be quickly covering a high-level review, I and/or Ellen Northway would be happy to answer follow-up questions you may have at any point in the coming days. Speaking of Ellen, I'd like to acknowledge everything she does for the school day in and day out. Thanks is not nearly enough for her stewardship. We truly owe our past, present, and future to Ellen. So as we dive in just briefly on some of the financials, and we're just going to cover things from a high level, the positive news and the takeaway for this evening is that the financial outlook is strong. That is built on the strength of the community, and we have seen great inroads in students and enrollment growth that have helped broaden our community base. As you can see from the current slide, our revenue is driven by a variety of important and complementary factors, which I'll touch on in a minute. Additionally, I want to point out that locally, Dennis Gartland and Neergarth was engaged in 2019 as our external CPA firm, having gone through a financial review 2 years ago, and now just recently in the last couple of weeks completed our financial audit ending fiscal year 2020. Can say that we came through that very well and can confidently move forward with that in hand. In terms of the expense categories, it might not come as a surprise, but just to point out on the lower left, our wages and benefits really account for 79% of our expenses. That's what keeps the school going and really drives our program excellence, and we can't thank our faculty and staff enough. Plan operations, I also want to highlight as 12% of our overall expenditures. Some of the key takeaways for that are, yes, we have a beautiful 22-acre campus, but as we look to the future, we need to recognize the aging infrastructure in places. Erin was able to highlight a lot of the investments that we've been able to make over the past few years, which ultimately both beautify the campus, but also drive down yearly operating expenses. And we look to do more with that in the coming years, especially around the 50th. The next slide that we'll go to focuses on a few key pillars of financial support from a revenue perspective. All of these are critical to the school's ongoing success. So clearly, tuition is a main driver of revenue for any school, but as you may be aware, for independent schools, it typically only makes up about 65% of the overall revenue picture. So for Pathfinder, the rest of that revenue comes from, on the lower left, grants. We're very fortunate to enjoy the benefit of a few annual grants that have been long-standing commitments to the school, with which we really couldn't operate because they give us a real sense of security and structure to our financial planning. Also, development and fundraising is critical in any independent or educational nonprofit institution, no different here at Pathfinder, and we'll touch on that a little bit more in a moment. And lastly, summer camps. This is important for two reasons. Obviously, hosting upwards of 500 sessions of campers every year is a great additional source of revenue during the summer months, but it's really a way for us to also make sure that our campus and our philosophy is shared with the broader community, and we're fortunate to be able to offer that. We look forward to getting back to that in the coming summer safely. So as we move on to the next slide, we're going to touch on a few key sustainability drivers, and I won't go through each thing kind of in depth because they're very small on your screen. But basically, in the upper left, we have student enrollment. As Jill touched on, we've never been stronger, and our outlook is extremely positive. That leads to opportunities, and frankly, continues to improve our community and our programming. The lower left is the net tuition contribution to total expenses. That will generally hover in the 65 to 70% range. As our population grows, some of the fixed expenses get covered across a broader subset of students, so that can grow slightly. The upper right is really what I want to highlight tonight. The lighter colored bars are representing what tuition would have grown to if we had simply kept pace with the CPI or inflation index. The board is very cognizant and committed to doing our part and our best to provide and structure reasonable budgets that can help all of the Pathfinder community understand where we're headed from a cost perspective. And when you join the community, know generally where the tuition kind of growth trajectory is going to go. It's an important component and one that's frankly driven by the success of the other pillars that we discussed earlier, namely annual fundraising efforts, which is in the lower right. As you can see, that fluctuates year over year, but upwards of $450,000 annually. It's a critical function of our overall budget. We can go to the next slide, please. Finally, I want to touch back on development because as you can see with these 5 arrows, this really serves as the pillar for the financial support and plugging that gap between net tuition dollars and the rest of the funding needs of the school. At Pathfinder, whether you've been here many years or this is your first year in the community, you've been exposed to a few various areas that are critical to our success, and I just want to highlight a few of them. The annual campaign, as you know, we kicked off in the fall and have been having a very good season with. I would highlight that, yes, we've had good, strong financial results out of the annual campaign. We'd love to see more participation growth and get to the 100% metric. So whether it's $5 or $50, that show of support directly to the annual campaign makes a huge difference as we continue to make sure that we're engaging as a community and supporting one another. Proud to show as well that we have 100% board and faculty and staff participation as well. Pathfinder, the arrow is a little less filled in because we're just heading into it, and I won't steal Elizabeth's thunder. We're going to get to Pathfinder here in a minute. Pathfinder Strong and others, Bear Day and other things that fund into PPA, those are critical components, and really in the area of COVID was a big success for the school to be able to offer what we've done through in-person educational experience that really couldn't have been achieved without the school community stepping up. On the far right, we have grants. Again, as I mentioned, those are critical to the stable funding base of the school. And last, but certainly not least, I want to really emphasize the value of in-kind donations to the school. Community members coming together to give time, expertise, raw materials, and more. We ultimately could not do this without that. So what can you do? First and foremost, your vote of confidence in selecting Pathfinder as the best place to nurture and prepare your children is appreciated. Beyond that, we ask that you recognize that community is built on investment. Investment in time, investment in resources, and investment in care. Take a friend out to coffee and share the virtues of Pathfinder. Communicate with colleagues at work and other organizations around the area about the great things happening on campus. Volunteer, give generously for your means. With that, I'd like to move on to Elizabeth, and she'll connect with all of us on Pathfinder.
Thank you, Christopher. As he mentioned, my name is Elizabeth Ashwell, and as you saw earlier, I'm the Director of Development and Communications at Pathfinder. Something else he mentioned was the annual campaign, and it is well underway, and it's been really successful this year. And I just want to reiterate that we are so thankful for all of your support from the community members, from our parents, from our alumni. We are just so thankful for your support. Our annual campaign has included more alumni donors this year than in previous years, and 65% of our parents have donated, which is higher than the national average of parent supporters. We just recently reached 62% of our goal for the annual campaign, and you can help us reach our goal by donating now or by supporting Pathfinder, which brings me to our theme for this year. Although this year's event will look different than in the years past, we are so excited about this event, and we're thankful for your adaptability and help and innovating a new idea and a new way to host this event. This year, Pathfinder will be virtual, and our theme is cabin fever because, let's be honest, we're all in need of curing our cabin fever. The event will take place on Saturday, March 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. And like I said, it will be virtual. So we hope that you will join us. You can register to get your tickets now. And one thing that we are really excited to be offering is a meal option from 3 of our local restaurant Pathfinder parents that you can also order at the same time as ordering your tickets. One thing that's a big part of Pathfinder is the appeal. And we don't always come to you ahead of time with what the appeal is going to entail, but this year we want to. It may not seem exciting, but we know it really matters to you, and it matters to our students, and it matters to our families. So we hope that you will help us in renovating our campus bathrooms. This is about a $100,000 goal, and if we are successful, we'll be able to renovate our bathrooms in the gymnasium and in the pre-kindergarten classrooms, as well as add brand new bathrooms in our kindergarten and first grade building. We hope that you'll consider supporting our appeal this year at the end of Pathfinder, or you can even donate now. We hope that you will consider joining us for Pathfinder and this exciting new virtual event. And now I'd like to introduce Curtis Kuttenauer. We have given you a good sense of where Pathfinder is today, but he's going to help us go back in time and see where Pathfinder started.
Good evening. Thank you for that introduction, and good evening, Pathfinder. The best place to start with the history of the school is at its beginning. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Art and Nancy Baxter, the founders of the Pathfinder School.
Hello, parents at Pathfinder. We've met some of you when we visit the school, as we do as often as we can all of these years. Many things at the heart of the school remain the same as they were when we first appeared on the hill in 1972. So what is the super same old magic formula that has allowed this school on the hill to persist through thick and thin and bless about 4,000 people in the Grand Traverse region for 50 years? It's not magic. I think it's common sense of what makes a true education, what makes a great school. And it wasn't a vision of a few people in 1972. It is the lasting communal vision that is still going on. The 1970s were a time of asking questions about education, and places like Summerhill in England were experimenting. But Pathfinder isn't an experiment. It was the realization of the vision of a wonderful school, but more importantly, the quest to make it real and lasting. First, it would be deep in the woods. That would mean it would be near the waters that mark the Grand Traverse region as unique, and why we all love to live here. It would immerse itself in nature. Out every window, branches drooping with snow, May anemones springing up, and allowing a child to go out and live and learn in this. Get out into the light of things. Let nature be your teacher, as Wordsworth wrote. Then it would have small groups of students in comfortable cottages, and teachers who would get down and look at you in the face instead of lurking behind a desk. Sweet, smart, funny people who might hatch chickens in the classroom, demonstrate math problems by measuring trees, or take trips to places where lumbermen had cut white pine 60 feet tall, as well as being sure you could produce a grammatical piece of writing. It would have sports everybody could participate in. After the vision, the more important quest to make it real. A group of us from Interlochen and Leelanau School wanted to start a quality Isaac school, a day school like the ones where we taught, which were boarding schools. A day school didn't exist in Traverse City. Driving with a couple of the other teachers, we came upon this hill in November of 1971 with a for sale sign up, and we drove up almost as if it had been prepared for us, saying, "This is the one, the place."
When we toured students and parents through the school, often a chipmunk would pop out from one of the corners of the wall and run across the classroom. Well, some parents would say, "Oops," grab their kids and head for the nearest door. Other parents would say, "Oh, well, look at that cute chipmunk. This would be just fine." So we knew that those parents were the stuff that good Pathfinder parents would be made from. And that became the foundation for the future Pathfinder parents.
And so the vision, the quest, and the implementation, and you all who are the parents tonight and the teachers are the ones who have been passed the torch. The school is constantly reinvigorating itself, and it's you who will be doing that for the future too. We're so glad to have you gathered here tonight and to be able to tell you a little bit about those principles. Thank you.
During the years since 1980, when the Baxters left Pathfinder, the school has gone through some tumultuous times. Many of the years, the school struggled financially, went through many leadership changes, and saw its enrollment fluctuate. But the school has always remained true to its mission set by the Baxters in 1972. Finally, in 1997 or 1999, the school enrollment was quite strong, and we actually had our first balanced budgets. During these years, Pathfinder had developed a very close relationship with Interlochen Center for the Arts, or ICA, and a decision was made to merge the two schools together as we had a very similar educational philosophy and allow Pathfinder to once again offer a high school alternative to our students. This was a cash-free merger. No money was exchanged, but ICA did commit to investing in the campus for improvements and developed a master plan for the school for the future. At the same time, Pathfinder lost its independent governing board and became only a small component of the Interlochen organization. In 2003, Interlochen itself went through a leadership change, and they brought in a new president. This person did not know anything about Pathfinder or its relationship with ICA when he was hired. It was clear that this new president was not committed to Pathfinder, and it was in his view that we were a financial drain of resources, and really did not help him in meeting his goal of making ICA a world-renowned arts academy. The school struggled once again and found itself without much internal support on the Interlochen Board of Directors. Several parents saw the writing on the wall and organized what we called the Interlochen Pathfinder Concerned Parents Group, which I was a founding member of, with the goal of convincing the leadership of ICA that we should get their support and that we continue to fit into the mission of Interlochen. When it became clear that the new ICA president wasn't looking to help us, but rather justification to close the school. So this group then transformed itself into a clandestine group called the Beacon Team, as we felt that Pathfinder was a beacon to K-8 education. The Beacon Team worked together for many months to finally develop a 170-page report that was referred to as Pathfinder, a beacon for arts integrated learning. This package was sent out worldwide overnight to every board member of the ICA board. As suspected, the president wasn't very happy with us and called for an emergency meeting to vote on the closing of the school, which was announced on January 22nd, 2007. Fortunately, again, this school was very well prepared, and we had already formed a legal entity named the Phoenix School, which symbolized the rising from the ashes, so we can continue the mission and vision of the Baxters. The leadership of this group then started negotiating with Interlochen to take over the school. As we described the event, it was a divorce between Pathfinder and Interlochen, where we got the kids, we got the house, and we even got our name back. But we needed to pay $3 million to be able to continue the legacy of the Pathfinder school. So with the help of a very loyal Pathfinder family, lots of other Pathfinder families and community members, we were able to buy back the school. From 2007 to today, the school continues to operate as an independent school, achieving those original goals. Though we've had our struggles, we have found that our passionate Pathfinder community will always be there to allow us to fill the mission of the educating of our children since we've been doing since 1972. As I like to refer to Pathfinder as the Field of Dreams School. Now, at this time, I would like to turn over things to Andy Ware and John Stillwell to talk about the future of the school.
Thank you, Curtis. Like Kevin mentioned earlier, I'm the incoming Board of Trustee president, and I'm here with my fellow board member, John Stillwell, and we're here to talk about the future of the school. One of the things that's been on our radar for a while is that 2022 marks the 50th anniversary of the school, which is a huge milestone. Milestones like this allows us to reflect back on the history of the school and use that lens to develop our vision of the future. The future of Pathfinder is super exciting, and we're here to share some of that vision with you all. One of the board's primary responsibilities is to ensure that the school stays true to its original mission. Due to the extraordinary efforts of the school staff, this year we are exceptionally fortunate to be able to move away from the year-to-year financial model that the school has operated under for years and move to a more strategic model that will allow us to think more comprehensively about the future. To this end, the board has scheduled a day-long strategic planning retreat to work through what the school needs now, what the school's needs are in the near term, and to think strategically about the future. One of the topics we plan on discussing during our strategic planning session is the school's master plan. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about the school's master plan and the work that is ongoing?
Thanks, Andy. One great asset we have from years ago is a master plan of the campus landscape and layout by Sasaki and Associates, an internationally famous landscape and architecture design firm out of Boston, who have designed plans for public spaces and university campuses all over the world. The Sasaki master plan is divided into 3 phases of campus renewal and development. Many of the projects outlined in the first phase have been completed or are in progress. As we heard from Aaron Word a few minutes ago, there's been an exciting momentum growing in our buildings and grounds activity the last few years through the efforts of many generous parents and friends. With new floors in many classrooms, new roofing, and a beautifully shiny new floor on the gym, and a gorgeous renovation of the library, a space, in many ways, the beating heart of campus, utilized and loved by students, faculty and staff, parents, and trustees. The Sasaki Master Plan takes into account that the Pathfinder classroom embraces all 22 acres of campus, with sidewalks, woodland paths, and waterfront, not merely spaces to pass through from one building to another, but as places of learning and activity in and of themselves, central to Pathfinder's unique educational mission. As Aaron mentioned, new and exciting outdoor spaces for education of mind and body have been added to campus over the last few years. Many other ideas for renovating and developing even more outdoor spaces are circulating. The master plan clearly lays out many innovative ways to take even more advantage of our magical 22 acres, showing some fascinating ways our campus can evolve as the school grows in programming and population. Cool ideas like a lower school expansion near the upper playground, an entirely new middle school complex up on the hill bordering the Memorial Garden, new athletic fields and play courts near the greenhouse, and a refurbished waterfront on Cedar Lake. In this design, beautifully colorized by 8th grader Maddie Malone, we can more clearly see what such a plan for the entire school on the hill might look like. The Sasaki Master Plan shows a deep appreciation for the cultural aspects of Pathfinder that make it such a unique place for our children to learn. The architects at Sasaki got Pathfinder. They recognized the Baxter's beautiful, original communal vision. They loved the chipmunks. They understood how our cozy log and stone cabins in the woods are defining elements in the Pathfinder experience for students and their families. And they designed their suggestions for new additions to fit into the intimate scale and character of our Northwoods compound. Sustainable design and building practices are consistent with Pathfinder's mission as a responsible citizen in the world of the future. Woodland and waterfront conservation are central to the character of a new campus that would embody the mission of the Pathfinder School, a campus that, like the children who learn there, has a bright future ahead containing multitudes of exciting possibilities. Andy?
It's super exciting stuff, John. I can't wait to see where we take the campus. Pathfinder's campus is one of the many treasures of the school. The school hopes to use some of the funds that we raised during our capital campaign to pay for these improvements. The board thought that our 50th year anniversary would be the ideal time to launch a large-scale capital campaign. As you all know, Pathfinder School does not survive through tuition alone. We rely on the generous donations from the larger Pathfinder community for our survival and to drive some of the exciting improvements at the school. The board has spent a lot of time researching other successful campaigns, and we have decided one of the ways to ensure its success is to seek advice from people that have been involved in those successful campaigns. We have been able to tap into the school's extensive network of past families to find some highly qualified individuals to help in this. Look for more information on the capital campaign soon. Please keep this upcoming campaign in mind when thinking about your yearly giving plans. As I mentioned earlier, the board tries to make sure that any new developments adhere to the school's original mission and vision. To this end, it has come up with a 3-pillar guiding statement. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about the three pillars.
Well, the first defining area is program excellence. The Pathfinder educational program is shaped by a talented faculty who have the resources to engage students with meaningful educational exchanges. Maintaining excellence depends on recruiting new faculty with the kind of pedagogical experience and philosophy that thrives in the Pathfinder way. It depends on offering current faculty meaningful and exciting professional development opportunities, both in service at Pathfinder and in fantastic external programs offered by organizations like the National Association of Independent Schools and Harvard School of Education. A top priority is raising faculty pay to compensate our excellent faculty more fairly for their excellence. Of course, excellence in program depends on financial stability, achievable through an active plan of fundraising, through the annual campaign, fun events like Pathfinder, a capital campaign to acknowledge our 50th anniversary, and identifying new external sources and organizations to write grants for programming support as we grow enrollment in a healthy way. Ways to utilize our campus to generate income are always in discussion. The final guiding area is a campus infrastructure. This includes everything from basic, invisible maintenance of unexciting but vital things like boilers and roofs, internet service and plumbing, to outdoor equipment and athletic facilities like our wonderful new ice rink, all the way to dazzling visions of new buildings and stairs. As we've seen, improvements are always ongoing, and the possibilities for our campus are defined only by our capacity to dream. And now we welcome back Kevin and Jill.
Hello again. As we prepare to close out tonight, Kevin and I just want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a partner in our past, our present, and our future. And we hope you learned a few things along the way. I don't see any questions in the chat, so we're going to wrap up this evening with students, the best way to wrap up the night. There's a compilation video from Mr. Clark in the 5th grade class, and so we're going to end in that way. If you have any questions or anything about what you saw tonight, our trustees, our faculty, our staff, me, are happy to answer any questions along the way. Just send us an email, contact the main number, phone call, and we will move forward. I do have one question before popping up. I do see that there's a question about our strategic planning, and that is going to be taking place in May. So May is when we are heading as a board and administration together to do some really intensive planning. Thank you again. And here is the 5th grade class, Mr. Clark.